So start tapping, and we were talking before about how you were looking for your purpose, and you felt like there was more of a purpose than just being a mum. That being a mum was important, but that there was more to that.
Yes.
And that you've been doing lots of workshops, you have some skills, but you still are looking for more. And there's a lack of confidence in putting yourself out there, even with the skills that you've got.
Yep.
So when you think about that lack of confidence, does a specific memory come up where you think, yeah, I could have put myself out there but I didn't, or I'm just not confident?
No specific memory, but it's forever, been forever in this life, and that much I definitely know.
So where do you feel that lack of confidence in your body?
In two places, so here and in my shoulder right now.
The right shoulder?
Yeah.
Even though I've got this lack of confidence feeling
Even though I've got this lack of confidence feeling
in my right shoulder and my heart,
in my right shoulder and heart,
and it feels like I've had it forever,
and it feels like I've had it forever,
I ask my guides and higher self,
I ask my guides and higher self,
where does this come from?
where does this come from?
So I can process and release it
So I can process and release it
all the way back to its origin.
all the way back to its origin.
This lack of confidence,
This lack of confidence,
I feel it in my right shoulder
I feel it in my right shoulder
and in my heart and chest.
and in my heart and chest.
I just don't have the confidence.
I just don't have the confidence.
I have some skills and some gifts,
I have some skills and some gifts,
but it feels like they're not enough.
but it feels like they're not enough.
Like I'm not enough.
Like I'm not enough.
Like I need more.
Like I need more.
I need more.
I need more.
I'm not enough.
I'm not enough.
I can't possibly go out there and teach what I already know.
I couldn't possibly go out there and teach what I already know.
I need more.
I need more.
I'm just not confident.
I'm just not confident. I've got confusion.
I've got this confusion.
I've got this confusion.
Everything's not clear yet.
Everything's not clear yet.
It's like pieces of the puzzle have to be put together.
It's like pieces of the puzzle have to be put together.
I'm not quite clear yet.
Not quite clear yet.
And I ask my guides and higher self
And I ask my guides and higher self
to help me become more clear,
to help me become more clear,
so I can have clarity,
so I can have clarity,
to release the confusion,
to release the confusion,
all the way back to its origin,
all the way back to its origin,
all the way back through all of my lifetimes,
all the way back through all of my lifetimes,
on this planet and every planet,
on this planet and every planet,
releasing the confusion,
releasing the confusion,
allowing the information and knowledge
allowing the information and knowledge
that I already have, allowing me access to it,
allowing me access to it,
so I can confidently use it,
so I can confidently use it,
confidently teach it.
confidently teach it.
I want to be confident
I want to be confident
in the skills I already have,
in the skills I already have,
and I want to release the barrier,
and I want to release the barrier and feeling inferior
that feeling of being inferior,
to others,
feeling of being inferior to others,
feeling of being inferior to others,
and I want to release that all the way back to its origin,
and I want to release that all the way back to its origin
in this life and every life.
in this life and every life.
The lifetimes where I felt inferior,
The lifetimes where I felt inferior,
including this one,
including this one,
that inferiority feeling
that inferiority feeling
in all pieces and parts of me.
in all pieces and parts of me.
I choose to process and release it now.
I choose to process and release it now.
It no longer serves me and my highest good,
It no longer serves me and my highest good.
and I instruct the multi-dimensional layers of my DNA
And I instruct the multi-dimensional layers of my DNA
to process and release it
to process and release it
all the way back to its origin.
all the way back to its origin.
That inferiority feeling,
That inferiority feeling,
releasing and letting it go.
releasing and letting it go.
So did anything come up?
I've got a sore knee
Mm-hmm.
and my stomach again. Same as
And did you get any pictures?
No picture. I saw a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no.
Yep. Even though I've got this sore left knee,
Left knee. Even though I've got this sore left knee
and this feeling in my stomach,
and this feeling in my stomach,
and I saw a spaceship,
and I saw a spaceship,
I accept myself
I accept myself
and everything I'm feeling,
and everything I'm feeling,
and I ask my guides and higher self
and I ask my guides and higher self
and the multidimensional layers of my DNA,
and the multi-dimensional layers of DNA.
where does this come from?
Where does this come from?
So I can process and release it
So I can process and release it
out of all pieces and parts of me,
out of all pieces and parts of me,
in all dimensions,
in all dimensions,
in all of my lifetimes,
in all of my lifetimes,
including the planetary lifetimes.
including the planetary lifetimes.
This lack of confidence,
This lack of confidence,
this confusion,
this confusion,
these feelings of inferiority,
these feelings of inferiority,
this pain in my left knee,
this pain in my left knee,
this feeling in my stomach.
this feeling in my stomach.
I am a being of light with full free choice,
I am a being of light with full free choice.
and it's my choice and my instruction
It's my choice and my instruction. I can hear let go.
to let it go.
To let it go.
It's my choice and my instruction
It's my choice and my instruction
to let it go, and I don't even have to know where it comes from,
I don't even have to know where it comes from.
to let it go.
To let it go.
And I choose to let it go,
And I choose to let it go.
back through all pieces and parts of me.
Back through all pieces and parts of me.
So when you tune into your knee and your stomach now, is that okay?
The knee, no. Stomach is a little better, but yeah, the knee's not.
Okay. So what's the feeling in the knee?
Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a stabbing pain, but it's a prominent big pain.
Mm-hmm. Even though I've got this prominent big pain in my left knee,
Even though I've got this prominent big pain in my knee,
and I have this feeling of inferiority,
I have this feeling of inferiority.
I wonder if I was brought to my knees,
I wonder if I was brought to my knees,
forced to my knees,
forced to my knees,
bowing down before someone,
bowing down before someone,
some authority figure.
some authority figure.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and everything I'm feeling
and everything I'm feeling
that remains in my knee,
that remains in my knee,
and I choose to process and release it anyhow.
and I choose to process and release it anyhow.
This big feeling in my left knee,
This big feeling in my left knee,
feeling inferior,
feeling inferior,
feeling inferior.
feeling inferior.
I wonder where I learned that.
I wonder where I learnt that. In court.
In court. I've learnt it in court.
Yeah.
What else do you see?
Just handcuffs and on the ground, and the judge is obviously sending me away.
Mm-hmm. Are you male or female?
A male.
Mm-hmm. That lifetime,
That lifetime,
when I was in court,
when I was in court,
handcuffed
handcuffed
on my knees,
on my knees,
being sent to prison.
being sent to prison.
Everything I remember,
Everything I remember,
everything I feel,
everything I feel,
everything I remember,
everything I remember,
everything I feel.
everything I feel. I know the judge.
I know the judge.
I know the judge.
I know the judge. In my current life, I know the judge. And everything that relationship still brings in this life.
And everything that relationship still brings in this life.
And what I remember from that life.
And what I remember from that life.
I thank my guides and higher self
I thank my guides and higher self
and the multidimensional layers of my DNA
and the multi-dimensional layers of my DNA
for helping me remember it
for helping me remember it
so I can process it and let it go.
so I can process it and let it go.
everything I felt,
everything I felt,
the injustice,
the injustice,
the anger,
the fear,
the fear, everything that remained in my knee,
everything that remained in my knee,
and the multidimensional layers of my DNA.
and the multidimensional layers of my DNA.
I choose to let it go,
I choose to let it go,
to process it and release it,
to process and release it,
all the way back through all my lifetimes,
all the way back through my lifetimes,
including this one.
including this one.
It's time to let it go,
It's time to let it go.
and I instruct my DNA to let it go.
And I instruct my DNA to let it go.
Does that make sense from the person in this lifetime?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's there for you now?
Something in my back.
So is it
Keeps going.
yeah? So what does it feel like, that feeling in your back?
An ache. Just a strong ache across my back.
Even though I've got this strong ache across my back,
Even though I've got this strong ache across my back. And my wrist.
and this feeling in my wrist,
And this feeling in my wrist.
I accept myself
I accept myself.
and everything my body is showing me,
And everything my body is showing me.
and I ask my guides and higher self
And I ask my guides and higher self.
and the multidimensional layers of my DNA
And the multi-dimensional layers of my DNA.
to help me process and release it,
To help me process and release it.
all the way back to its origin.
All the way back to its origin.
This pain in my back,
This pain in my back.
this pain in my wrist,
This pain in my wrist.
processing and releasing it,
Processing and releasing it.
and everything I made it mean,
And everything I made it mean.
the reasons I held on to it,
The reasons I held on to it.
all the emotions involved.
All the emotions involved.
It no longer serves me in my highest good,
It no longer serves me in my highest good.
and I choose to release and let it go.
And I choose to release and let it go.
As a being of light with full free choice,
As a being of light with full free choice.
this is my choice and my instruction,
This is my choice and instruction.
to release it across all pieces and parts of me.
To release it across all pieces and parts of me.
What's there now?
It's just here. It's,
So it's
that
in.
feels better. Yeah. I don't know, there's a weird, like this weird feeling.
Even though I've got this weird feeling,
Even though I've got this weird feeling.
and I feel this feeling in the back of my shoulder,
And I feel this feeling in the back of my shoulder.
I accept myself,
I accept myself.
and whatever this is that my body's showing me,
And whatever this is that my body is showing me,
I choose to process it and let it go,
I choose to process it and let it go.
all the way back to its origin,
All the way back to its origin.
and every time I've ever felt it.
And every time I've ever felt it.
It no longer serves me in my highest good.
It no longer serves me in my highest good.
This weird feeling,
This weird feeling.
this feeling in the back of my right shoulder,
This feeling in the back of my right shoulder.
and wherever it comes from,
And wherever it comes from.
what is it?
I've just got in my head that I feel like I'm stuck between two worlds. But I don't really fully understand that.
This feeling I'm stuck between two worlds.
This feeling that I'm stuck between two worlds.
I don't understand this feeling,
I don't understand this feeling.
but I feel like I'm stuck between two worlds.
But I feel like I'm stuck between two worlds.
That feeling in my body,
That feeling in my body.
that weird feeling,
That weird feeling.
stuck between two worlds.
Stuck between two worlds.
I choose to gain clarity around it
I choose to gain clarity around it.
and release the stuck feeling,
And release the stuck feeling.
all the way back to its origin.
All the way back to its origin.
Releasing that feeling out of my right shoulder.
Releasing that feeling out of my right shoulder.
What else is coming up?
I can see me as a blue person with a robe like the woman spoke about on the video.
I can see myself
I can see myself
on another planet.
on another planet.
My skin is blue
My skin is blue
and I'm wearing a robe
and I'm wearing a robe
encrusted with crystals.
encrusted with crystals.
And I remember that.
And I remember that.
That is part of me.
That is part of me.
And I choose to be able to remember both worlds.
And I choose to be able to remember both worlds.
And not feel stuck in between.
Yeah, and not feel stuck in between.
It's,
and not be able to share.
And not be able to share it. I choose to be able to tune into that.
I choose to be able to tune into that.
And know that it's safe to express it.
And know that it's safe to express it.
I have blue skin.
I have blue skin.
And some people might think that's weird.
And some people might think that's weird.
And others will just nod their heads.
And others will just nod their heads.
It's safe for me to say that I have blue skin.
It's safe for me to say I have blue skin.
And that I'm wearing a robe of transmission.
And that I'm wearing a robe of transmission.
Encrusted with crystals.
Encrusted with crystals.
And some people will understand that.
And some people will understand that.
And some people will look at me funny.
And some will look at me funny.
And maybe I can be okay with that.
Maybe I can be okay with that.
I know what I feel.
I know what I feel.
I know what I know.
I know what I know.
And sometimes it's okay to say what I know and I feel.
And sometimes it's okay
to say what I know and I feel.
And I feel.
Some people will understand.
Some people will understand.
And acknowledge.
And acknowledge.
And others won't.
And others won't.
And that's just the way it is.
And that's just the way it is.
And I ask my guides and higher self.
And I ask my guides and higher self.
To help me know when it's appropriate to say that.
To help me know when it's appropriate to say that.
And I might find that I can say that easily.
And I might find that I can say that easily. So I've just got this as I don't feel like I fit into my own skin.
Mm-hmm. That feeling I don't fit into my own skin.
In this world.
In this world.
Yeah, I don't.
This feeling I don't fit into this skin in this world.
This feeling that I don't fit into this skin in this world.
Maybe I've had more lifetimes in the other skin.
Maybe I've had more lifetimes in the other skin.
And I'm still adjusting to being comfortable in this skin.
And I'm still adjusting to being comfortable in this skin.
And I choose to be comfortable in whatever skin I'm in.
And I choose to be comfortable in whatever skin I'm in.
I'm still me.
I'm still me.
With all the knowledge that I have.
With all the knowledge that I have.
And I can bring that knowledge and wisdom.
And I can bring that knowledge and wisdom.
Into wherever I am.
Into wherever I am.
Whatever skin I'm in.
Whatever skin I'm in.
And even though I'm still adjusting to being in this skin.
And even though I'm still adjusting to being in this skin.
In this body.
In this body.
I choose to go along with the adjustment procedure.
I choose to go along with the adjustment procedure.
And instead of fighting it.
And instead of fighting it.
It might be easier than I think.
It might be easier than I think.
To adjust to being in this body.
To adjust to being in this body.
While still having full knowledge from all the other bodies.
While still having full knowledge from all the other bodies.
It's safe to connect with all of them.
It's safe to connect with all of them.
I don't have to feel stuck.
I don't have to feel stuck.
All the knowledge from all of those bodies I've been is available to me.
All the knowledge
from all those
bodies
that I've been. Different coloured skins.
Different coloured skins.
Different planets.
Different planets.
It's all available to me.
It's all available to me.
And sometimes it's appropriate to talk about it.
And sometimes it's appropriate to talk about it.
With the people that understand that.
With the people that understand.
And sometimes it's not.
And sometimes it's not.
Because the people's awareness just aren't ready for it.
Because people's awareness just is not ready for it.
And I choose to be able to tune into.
And I choose to be able to tune into.
The people's awarenesses.
The people's awarenesses.
As to whether they're ready to hear my knowledge.
As to whether they're ready to hear my knowledge.
I choose to know when it's appropriate.
I choose to know when it's appropriate.
To speak my knowledge.
To speak my knowledge.
And my wisdom.
And my wisdom. Yeah.
It's like you'll recognise when someone's able to hear that.
Mm.
It's like when you go on a retreat or something and you know, this is my tribe, I can say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to speak a little gingerly with people first to see if they're ready to hear what you've got to say.
Yeah.
So it's about that,
Mm.
being able to test the field out there of what's their knowledge and what are they able to accept from it.
Yeah, whereas now I just say nothing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So feeling that you can be in tune with, well, how much are they able to accept?
Mm. Yeah.
Nothing, a little bit, or all of it?
Tapping that, I was thinking of my son because I think that he feels the same. He doesn't feel.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. So how have you had that, what have you seen in him when you have felt that? What sort of circumstance?
It's mostly school. Like, yeah, he's not learning difficulty, but he doesn't fit at school, if that makes sense. And he gets bullied because he's a lover, not a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had horrible treatment by some kids, and he still forgives them. So that's over. That was ages ago. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Even though I worry about my son,
Yeah, even though I worry about my son,
and I feel like he feels he doesn't fit in.
I feel like he feels he doesn't fit in. He does. He tells me.
Mm-hmm. He tells me he doesn't fit in.
He tells me he doesn't fit.
But he's a lover, not a fighter.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
And he lets go of it just as quickly as it happens.
Yeah, and he lets go of it just as quickly as it happens.
And maybe I can let go of it just as quickly.
And maybe I can let go of it just as quickly.
I accept myself and everything I'm feeling.
I accept myself and everything I'm feeling.
My son is different.
My son is different. He sees what others don't see.
He sees what others don't see, just like me.
Just like me.
But he lets go of stuff quick too.
But he lets go of stuff quick too.
He forgives.
He forgives.
And moves on.
And moves on.
And he is different.
And he is different.
And he might continue to be bullied.
And he might continue to be bullied.
Until he finds his tribe.
Until he finds his tribe.
And the people that he does fit in with.
And the people that he does fit with.
And even though he doesn't fit in sometimes.
Even though he doesn't fit in sometimes.
And he gets bullied sometimes.
He gets bullied sometimes.
He lets it go.
He lets it go.
And maybe I've got more of a problem than he has.
And maybe I've got more of a problem than he is. But he stops being himself.
He stops being himself.
And I've taught him that.
I've taught him to stop being himself.
I've taught him to stop being himself.
To fit in.
To fit in.
To fit in with the people around him.
To fit in with the people around him.
So he won't get bullied.
So he won't get bullied.
I've taught him to do that.
I've taught him to do that.
Part of me is upset with myself.
And part of me is upset with myself.
For teaching him to not be himself.
For teaching him to not be himself.
But he'll always be himself underneath.
But he'll always be himself underneath.
And sometimes you have to be malleable.
And sometimes you have to be malleable.
To fit in with those around you.
To fit in with those around you.
But I can teach him that it's still okay for him to be himself.
I can teach him that it's still okay to be himself.
And for him to learn like I have to.
And for him to learn like I have to.
How much of his true self he can show to others.
How much of his true self he can show to others.
According to how much they can handle.
According to how much they can handle.
And as he gets older.
And as he gets older.
He'll be able to choose who he wants to be with.
He'll be able to choose who he wants to be with.
And share what he knows.
And share what he knows.
And his true self.
And his true self.
With those who are ready to accept it.
With those who are ready to accept it.
Releasing and letting go.
Releasing and letting go.
Of everything I feel about me.
Of everything I feel about me.
Teaching him.
Teaching him.
To hide himself.
To hide himself.
His true self.
His true self.
It's still there.
It's still there.
He just has to adjust it
He just has to adjust it
according to those who are around him.
according to those who are around him.
Some can't handle who he really is.
Some can't handle who he really is.
But I want him to know that it's okay to be his true self.
But I want him to know it's okay to be his true self. And it's okay for me to be mine.
It's a bit like, well, you walk into a room, like, how bright can my light shine? Maybe this room needs my dimmers on, right? They're not ready for the bright light. But then you might walk into another room of people and it's like, wow, look at all their lights shining bright. I can shine my light bright now. So it's like, how much can the energy around you handle how much I can give out?
Yeah. Interesting.
And the more that you actually are shining your light, the more that you're attracting people that want to be in that light.
Yeah.
Cryon also talks about, if you want to shine your light, go into those dark places and shine your light, because that's what a lighthouse is for. A lighthouse's purpose is to shine the light in the darkness and the storm. It's not a lighthouse isn't in its purpose when it's in a sunny, bright day. So sometimes it is about shining your light in the darkness so that others can learn from that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.